Welcome to the It's Culture Podcast. I'm your host, Mark, and tonight, what happened at UCLA at the Rose Bowl and how the reaction is different than what happened in Jackson, Mississippi. If you could, please like, share, and subscribe to this podcast. Help me get to 1,000 subscribers. I thank each and every last person who has subscribed up to this point. Thank you. As always, if you got any suggestions for the podcast, any topics you want me to discuss, I will leave my email in the description, and you can send me an email and leave your suggestions. So let's jump into this. We're not going to be here too long tonight. I'm going to keep this video kind of short. But Saturday night, Colorado traveled to Pasadena, California, and played the UCLA Bruins. They did end up losing the game 28-16, but that's not what I want to discuss. I don't want to discuss the football game. I want to discuss what happened after the football game and the reaction that we haven't seen, and how this kind of comes full circle when we discuss things that happened at Jackson State University. Now, for about 10 months, 12 months, however you want to call it, there were rumors that coming out of Jackson, Mississippi, as to the reason why Deion Sanders left and went to Colorado. One of the biggest reasons that most people kind of went with was, well, they were stealing stuff from Prime at at Jackson State. They were stealing things out of the locker room. They had break-ins. After a game, Deion Sanders goes to the press after one of their games, and he does this.
Start off by saying, God bless you. Appreciate you and everything. I'm pissed off right now because I had mixed emotions. We won. The kids played really well. But while the game was going on, somebody came in and stole every darn thing I had in my locker room.
Oh
the
my
coach's
God.
office.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Credit cards, wallet, watches. Thank God I had on my necklaces. How?
Oh, mercy.
So when I talk about quality, raising standards, that goes for everyone, man. Not just the people on the field, not just the coaches, not just the teachers, not just the faculty, but that's everybody, security in everybody. So how do you think it feels coming back after just teary-eyed because the guys have presented me with the game ball, one of the best moments I've ever had in my professional sports career emotionally. And then you go into your locker room, your coach's office to digress, and you notice and you don't even have a phone to call your mama, to call your girl, to call your kids, because it's been stolen. You don't even have the Scully hats that you wore here. We're gonna find out who did it. Let's flush that. Jackson State, Deion love. Wonderful game. Defense played the butts off. You guys, I'm 100. Y'all know how I get down. That pissed me off today, man. And that, y'all know, come on, man, that don't even make sense. So I'm very transparent, and I'm gonna always be transparent with y'all. And I just ask y'all to be transparent and keep it 100 with me.
Coach, was it only your stuff that was
Only my stuff.
Okay.
Targeted, man.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you. God bless y'all.
So in that clip, he eviscerates the community. He eviscerates the school, security, everybody. Says we all got to do better. We got to do better, right? And for me, at the time when I heard the story, I was like, that's messed up. These things do happen. And I actually said at that time, I was like, if this is true, then Jackson State needs to get this under control because this man is going to leave and he might be the best thing to happen to your program. And here we are trying to get more athletes to invest in HBCUs, spend their expertise and their time teaching, training, and mentoring young black men at these universities who are playing sports so that way they can have a better opportunity to make it to the NFL. And Deion Sanders was at Jackson State. He was using his cachet, his celebrity to do that. Well, that didn't happen on Saturday night. In his press conference on Saturday night, he made no mention of anything getting stolen. Now, the players did, and I will show you the video right now of the players talking about it. So take a look at this clip.
So they're gonna get in touch with y'all
in the locker room, bro.
During the game?
During the game, bro.
They stole the chain? Insane, bro. They stole yours? During the game.
You go play football, bro, and know your shit safe, dog. You're so messed up, bro.
During the game. Boys get back in the locker room, chain gone. Somebody broke into the locker room.
Nobody know shit, bro. Nobody know shit. Bro, they should stop looking for some... Dang, bro. Bro. That's crazy. Dog. I just got my shit yesterday.
Oh, shit crazy, bro. Yeah. I had to check for me, now. My shit's on my neck. You don't see me?
Okay. So we see the players talking about their stuff getting stolen. You have jewelry getting stolen. You have an athlete, one of the players, saying that he just got his chain yesterday and it's already gone. Now, I'm trying to figure out how this happened at the Rose Bowl in Pasadena, California. Now, if this was the LA Coliseum and USC is down in the hood, I might be like, okay, I can see this happening. But because the Rose Bowl is so iconic and it's in Pasadena, California, it's not in the hood, I thought that they would have better security. But UCLA did say, they did release a press release, and they stated that a police report was filed for things being stolen. Now, there may be some staff that knew this and allowed this to happen. I would be very curious to see what happens with the security footage. Obviously, there's no security footage in the locker rooms because they don't allow cameras in the locker rooms, but there are people outside of the locker room. Security is normally outside the locker rooms watching people come in and out. Now, if you've never been to an arena, most of the people that are working the security, that whether they're checking tickets, checking bags, walking around, making sure people are in their seats, they don't work for whatever venue they're at, right? Most of the times, those are people who are volunteering because a nonprofit is basically trying to raise money, and they get money for volunteering their time at these arenas. I've done it a couple of times, worked a couple of concession stands, did some security, parking for a few nonprofits in the past, a few things we're trying to raise money for, and you get paid. The organization gets paid for having people there to do this. So this may be an inside job, as it may have been somebody who was working there as a volunteer and knew that Colorado was coming, knew these boys were going to have all this bling and all this stuff, and said, yo, this is the perfect time to steal and take these people's stuff. Now, Los Angeles is known for jacking people's jewelry. That is a known thing in Los Angeles, jacking jewelry. So it's very possible that this actually went down the way that these students. I'm not accusing these students of lying, because they look like they were really pissed off. And for the people who took the things out of that locker room, shame on you. Hopefully you get caught, you get prosecuted to the letter of the law, because that is wrong. I hate thieves. I despise thieves. I grew up where you were told, if you steal, you will kill. So if you are stealing from somebody, you will kill somebody. And I don't like either killers nor stealers. Let's put that out there. To the players that play for Colorado, my heart goes out to you. Hopefully your things get returned to you, and this doesn't cast a bad image about college football in your eyes, because you all are playing a sport and you're trying to get to the next level. And I, as a college football fan, y'all keep grinding, man. Y'all keep grinding. Now, like I said when I first started this video, I was going to talk about how this narrative is different. Well, in comparison to what happened at Jackson State. My issue is not the fact that these students, these athletes, complained about their things getting stolen. My issue is that the coach himself did not publicly eviscerate UCLA, football security, the Rose Bowl, and anybody else that's affiliated with that program the way he did the people in Jackson. We didn't hear no, we got to do better as a community. We got to do better as security, coaches, staff, administrators, yada, yada, yada. We didn't hear none of that when it came to this. That man sat right on that podium, sat down at that podium, talked about getting new offensive linemen, talked about Shador taking sacks, talked about Shiloh, talked about Mata kicking the football, and talked about Travis Hunter. Not one time did he say anything about the alleged theft that happened to his players. Not one thing. And up to this point, at the time that we recorded this video, he has yet to make any statement whatsoever. What is the problem, Prime? What is the problem? Why is it so easy for you to eviscerate the black folks, the good black folks in Jackson, Mississippi, when about theft, when we find out down the road that none of the things got stolen in the first place? One of your staffers moved it so it didn't get stolen, put it into a locker. You never came out and debunked the narrative. You let it play on out. You let it go 2 years down the road. You allow people to make that analogy as a reason for your departure from the university that gave you your opportunity to coach at the college level in the first place. You eviscerated the people who look like you. You made it seem like the people of Jackson are just some lawless, thug, gangster creatures who don't want to see you win. And yet and still, you out there in white-ass Pasadena, California, playing in the historic Rose Bowl in the Pac-12, and your players get their stuff stolen, and you haven't said shit yet? Come on, dude. Come on. Keep the same energy. I need you to keep the same energy. If you're going to chastise the people down there in Jackson for that, what happened down there, then I need you to keep the same energy, and your echo needs to be a whole lot louder than it is now. Because silence makes it seem like you've been silenced. Silence make it seem like you've been silenced. That you cool with your players getting their shit taken. Had that been Shador getting his number 2 chain taken, even though he plays with it in the game. Had it been his AP getting taken, had it been somebody else, I'm pretty sure that if it was your kids, you would have came out and said something. But right now, you haven't said anything at all. And black folks are looking. I have been reading through my timeline on Twitter or X, whatever platform you want to call it. I have seen the comments. I have seen what people are tweeting, and they're asking the same question I'm asking. Where is the same energy at? Where's the energy at? Where is the evisceration of that administration and their people who are supposed to be protecting your athletes, your players, stuff in a locker room? These kids have worked hard. They spent their hard-earned money. They out there putting it all on the line for your ass, and you don't say anything? Nothing? Not a tweet, not a comment. Your son hasn't posted it on Well Off. Nothing. So my question is, who told you not to say something? Why is it different? Why is it so easy for you to criticize and denigrate black people, your family, the people who take care of you, the ones who are supporting you right now, the ones who are out here catching strays for you, who are wearing Colorado / Prime gear, who are buying blender shades? Where's that energy at, man? I need you to call out UCLA, their security, not the football team, because they ain't got nothing to do with this. We're not talking about the football team, and we're not talking about Chip Kelly. I'm talking about UCLA security, the Rose Bowl security, whoever it was in charge of that. I need you to call them out. I need you to go into your next press conference and yell out how, like you did when you came to your press conference in Jackson, Mississippi after your game and talked about your bag being stolen. So what do y'all think? What's the difference in his energy? Let's talk about it in the comments. So with that, let's get the conversation started. Like I said earlier, please like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next podcast.